Hey guys, I got the chance to sit down with Nelson and Sean, the drummer and bassist of Sideshow Cinema and Humble Abode and Like Fires Everywhere. I hope you enjoy.
Is it
Cody?
recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
Is
He's
that
like,
okay?
oh, oh, hold on. Let me get the look.
Yeah,
Right.
let me fix my hair. Hold on. Wait. Alright, I got it. My name's Cody. If y'all didn't know, I have a channel called Swan Corner, and I just wanted to ask y'all some questions today about your time in Sideshow Cinema and Humble Abode. So let's do it.
All right.
Just a little bit about yourselves first. I was wondering, did y'all grow up together, or like on different sides of town, or where are both of y'all from?
Well, I'm originally from DC. I moved to Montgomery County and during like my high school years.
Okay.
So, I didn't meet Nelson until like years later though. So,
Hmm.
Yeah, I grew up in DC, but I was born in Maryland, and then I moved to Maryland in middle school actually, and then I was working at Old Navy, and one of my coworkers was friends with Sean, so and that's where we all met up once and hung out, and that's how this whole thing started.
yeah.
Nice. And I was wondering, what kind of music did y'all listen to growing up?
Oh man. For me, it was definitely hip hop. 'Cause I am a rapper outside of like doing music and stuff. I mean, doing the band stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the rock, it was definitely early emo, Sail San, Take It Back Sunday,
Nice.
Brand New, a little bit of Coheed and Cambria, maybe My Chemical Romance, All Time Low, Paramore. So I had like
Nice.
different variations of like influence that probably influenced me to this day. Nelson's probably gonna have some really old school stuff, so get ready.
Yeah, what do you got, Nelson?
It's like, yeah, I'm a little older, so it's my parents are Hispanic, so we I listened to Hispanic music growing up. That's
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of Spanish music, and then what is it, R&B, surprisingly enough, and some rap, but it's like mid '90s, and then the late '90s, I went over towards like the Foo Fighters, Blink-182. Lit was actually one of my favorite bands,
Oh yeah.
so that kind of like pop rock, still radio friendly music
Mm-hmm.
until I discovered MXPX, and then it was all punk all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
So, how did y'all first form? Was Sideshow Cinema your first band together?
No.
No.
What was it like, just like coming together and forming whatever was the first thing y'all,
Oh,
the first
it was
project?
awful. Nelson hated me.
Oh no.
I started out as the singer, which was like it was just chaotic, and it's a long story. But to make a long story short, like the guys that he knew at Old Navy, they were also in the band. They played different instruments at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the singer, and I couldn't. I mean, I can carry a tune, but I'm not like Trevor, like Sideshow Cinema, old singer. But
Mm-hmm.
Nelson kind of looked at us, and he's a little older, so he was like, "This is not gonna work." So he kind of like did his own thing, and then I picked up the bass, and I was like, I'm gonna get really good at it, and I got really good at it, and then years later, like it's kind of going. That's how Sideshow Cinema kind of started at that point. I met this guy named Chris who was also jamming with us, and he was like, "Yo, I've been jamming with this guy named Nelson," and I was like, "Nelson,
Yeah, I
Nelson
know him.
Ticas,
Yeah.
that guy." So, and then Nelson had saw like how I had improved, and he was like, pretty sick. So yeah, that's how it kind of started with that. But the first band, I can't even remember the name of the. Yeah, it was Cage Heart Lion.
Cage Heartline. Yeah,
Cage
that's it.
Heart Lion. Dang, that's
And he's like, that's a name. That's
yeah.
something.
That is surely a name. Those are words put together.
Yes.
So then, what is it? We were jamming with Chris for a while, and then we had our first show with that band. That band was called Ordinary Bones, and that night we decided that we weren't going to do this anymore, and we were going to start something completely different,
Oh,
and that's when Sideshow Cinema started.
Yeah.
nice. And so, how long before forming the band? How long after forming the band was it that you got your first album recorded?
I think it was a year and a half, maybe.
A year?
Yeah.
We went through a couple lineup changes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
We definitely went through like an actual DGD thing. That we had like because basically how we got the final lineup was Danny, because Nelson was also in a band called A Place and Time. I'm not sure if you've heard of them.
No, I have to check
But
them out.
yeah, they're a pop punk band based in Maryland, and Danny was a part of that band, who was the screamer. And he was like, "Yeah, I've been talking to Danny. He's really interested in the idea of like this post-hardcore kind of thing." So then he joined, and then we put out a Craigslist ad, and then Brandon joined. And ironically, Brandon had jammed with Nelson before, but Nelson didn't remember because he was like, "I remember your house," and Nelson was like,
I don't remember
Who
you.
are you?" So, and then I had met Trevor through mutual friends because he was in a band called Of Apollo at the time, and they had just broken up. So then, when we were going through the singer lineup changes, that's when I was like, "Let's get Trevor," and then yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, what was the writing process with that first album? Needless to say.
Coincidentally, I'll let Nelson talk. I ain't gonna talk all the time.
What's funny is that I kind of play guitar a little bit. You know, I dabble.
Hmm.
And the first three songs I actually wrote on guitar, the
Oh, wow.
basic rhythms for them and the strumming, like the chord progression and the strumming pattern.
Hmm.
And of course, after giving them to Danny and Brandon, of course, they took my 4-chord song and made it a 17-chord song, of
Yeah.
course. So, but which is fine. And then Sean wrote the other 3 songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
So
cool.
the ones he wrote MIB 2.1 and Bear With Me, and then I wrote X Years, Hot on the Hills, and Where Do You Live? But the thing about Hot on the Hills is the drums, I believe, was first. Like, I think Nelson
Oh,
was like, "Yo, like, play something to this," and I was like, "All right," and then everyone kind of contributed at that point. So
Came a little organic.
yeah,
But
that was definitely. And the thing about that song, it wasn't originally going to be on the EP.
hmm.
Like, it was kind of spontaneous. Like, because I remember in your review, you was like, "It feels like this song shouldn't work, but it does."
Yeah.
And yeah,
yeah.
so like, even the rapping, they was like, "Sean, you should just rap on there," and I was like, "Really? All right,
Dude, I
sure,
love
why
that
not?"
rap part. It's like,
Oh,
whoa,
thank
rap?
you, man.
Yes. It's awesome.
Yeah, that song was definitely spontaneous, and I think that's probably our best song.
Yeah.
Probably one of our best songs on the
For
album.
sure.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Were there any like issues recording or like
Yeah,
fighting? I don't know, recording issues.
we recorded with Andy Sizik.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, so at the time he had just recorded Wander, and I think he was in pre-production of his second album with his band.
Hmm.
So during that time, we was like, "Yo, record us." And he was like, "Yeah, I got you." But he was also recording his solo stuff and his band stuff. So
Oh yeah.
I feel like the mix did suffer a little bit just for time constraints.
Hmm.
So I think he was still not fairly new, but he was kind of in the early stages of it. Like he had recorded before, but I think like that was his first time recording a band like that because Wander's more ambient sounding and
Right.
things like that. So and also we were kind of pressed for time because people think like, "Oh, these songs are new," but we've been sitting on the songs for 6 months. So at this point, we're like, we're just trying to record it
Yeah.
and on and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think the time constraint kind of conflicted with the recording the mixes and sounds and stuff. Because
Mm.
like you said in the review, some songs were kind of mixed a little bit better, and then other songs were kind of like, the bass was either too loud or the guitars are too loud, or,
Right.
stuff like that. So
It's a little bit inconsistent, but
yeah,
overall it sounds pretty good.
yeah, it was. We're still happy about that album.
That's
That
good.
was
I'm
definitely,
glad.
yeah.
So yeah, I was pretty much only there for the drums,
Oh.
and then I think I showed up one other time, but I don't even remember what it was. So I may have just seen a video of it and thought I was there.
And so, what was it like trying to promote your album and trying to actually get it out to people to listen to? How was that process?
I'll let Nelson take this one.
Well, it all starts with artwork, right?
Mhm.
You need something that's going to be visually exciting. So we went through a couple ideas, and then one idea was fully fleshed out. It was this idea of a house on a floating island with like robot chains holding it up like it was a balloon.
Hmm.
And then there were like little men made out of like, there was like fish heads with jetpacks flying towards the house. It was this super complicated idea. And the guy that drew actually for our band now, Like Fires Everywhere, he
Hmm.
drew that album cover. But he drew that first idea for us, and there was some conflict there within the band, and we decided to scrap the idea because it was too cartoony. That was the
Oh,
That was the thing. It was too cartoony, and it was like, I mean, he put a lot of work into it. It was
Yeah.
like
Man.
crazy.
It's like it's fish with jetpacks, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So then we went to the mandala,
Yeah.
and we figured that we went through I think like 6 or 7 color choices,
So many.
and it's hand drawn. If you really look at it, he hand drew that. So
Wow, that's impressive.
yeah.
Did that first idea have anything to do with the Humble Abode's first album cover? Because it sounds like that's pretty much exactly what it is.
When we get to the humble abode, I'll talk about that. Like,
All
I
right,
don't want to
cool.
jump ahead, but yeah, that definitely had some influence for sure.
All right, I had a question about like why and how did the members in Sideshow Cinema change so much from Needless to Say to this the next album?
Oh, that's the fun part.
Okay, good. We're getting into the good
So
stuff.
the good stuff, the juicy, the beef.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So go ahead.
so it's like, yeah, well, while promoting the EP, it's like, okay, we're pushing this thing, we're trying to play shows. It's time to write new songs.
Hmm.
All right, so Sean and I wrote these 3 songs. Let's keep trying to write songs while seeing what everybody else can contribute.
Mm.
And then we had Danny wrote a song, and it fit really well. But we started learning that song, it was going fine. But then when Sean was suggesting one of our other songs, it's like, no, let's focus on this one song.
Mm.
And that's where it was like, hey,
The tension just kind of grew from that.
Yeah.
Man.
Like, yeah, and I want to just clear the record. I have no, quarrels with anyone. Like, I love, all of them. Brandon, Danny, Trevor. I still, I'm in a band with Danny. So we're still cool. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. At that point, one of the tensions was that Danny is a very hardworking guitarist. He's one of those guys who like he'll sit there and he'll like shred and you'll be like, yo, that's the riff, and he'd be like, this ain't it. This is like part of it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's part, And Brandon was more relaxed and chill. So like when it came for them to come together and write, because a lot of times I was playing rhythm and they were leads, like dual leads, and Danny would be like, well, this is what I'm playing, so what are you playing? And Brandon would kind of be like, well, I'm chilling right now, like I'll let you know, and Danny's kind of like, no, we got to get it done now. So it wasn't no hostility, but it was definitely tension. Trevor at the time was engaged, so a lot of his time was occupied to his fiance, who is now his wife. He also has a baby, so shout out to them. I don't know if you wanted me to tell him that, but it's cool. He got a baby. He got a baby. He puts them on Instagram and stuff. But yeah, so a lot of his time was occupied to that. We were trying to write new stuff. It was just, I felt like, I want to say the success of Needless to Say, or how much praise we got for it, kind of got to people's heads a little bit. So it was kind of like, oh, how do we maneuver from this, and
it's like,
and
how
everything.
do we match it? How do we top it?
How we
Right.
top this, So I mean, people just got really intense, and the issues just happened there, and yeah, like we would play shows, and sometimes Trevor couldn't make it, so we had to either cancel or find someone to replace him, or just fit in for that day. Danny got really, really vocal about stuff, and kind of more so like my way or the highway, like I think this is a better idea kind of thing, and it kept growing and growing. Then eventually it was just like just kind of went downhill from there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they played the dad card on me, the band dad.
Oh no.
Since I'm the oldest guy in the band, and it was like, if somebody's gonna do something about it, it has to be you.
It has to be Nelson.
So I was the one that had to have that conversation with Danny,
Yeah,
Oh.
and that's how that happened.
yeah.
But then, at the same time, Andy's band, Wander, was actually having issues with their guitar player, Mac, who then became our guitar player, and Danny became their guitar
So
player.
we was like, let's take your guitar as our guitarist, and yeah, I would definitely say honestly that kicking Danny out was probably the downfall, because Danny, like, he's a phenomenal guitar player. Like, he screamed and played guitar, so it was kind of in this sense that live we would have to do his scream. So for Hot on the Hills, we're like, the weapon is, and then I had to do my rap, and then Brandon would have to do the screams and stuff. And the cat's probably about to interrupt this.
All right, she's going.
She's going behind the camera. Okay. So yeah, I think kicking him out was like we understood why we did it, but it was definitely like the downfall because then it felt more like an obligation. It didn't feel like we loved to do it anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah. And so after that, how did Humble Abode form?
well, I had left. I don't know when I left.
Oh, okay. Here's what it turns into me. Okay. So with Mac
We're
joining,
doing
there we go.
it.
With Mac joining, we tried writing more in that same style, and it kind of just didn't feel as organic
Yeah.
as it did before. And with Trevor spending so much time in and out, he just kind of just slowly disappeared. Sean decided to leave. This was all like within like 5 months.
Yeah.
Like Sean decided to leave, and then Mac and I decided, wait, why don't we just go heavy and just forget the post-hardcore and just go really heavy?
Hell yeah.
And that's why, or that's how Sideshow Cinema became a metal band
Yeah.
Cool.
or a metalcore band.
Yeah. I like the
Uh,
new sound. I really like it.
well, thank you. As for Brandon, I guess Brandon's technically still in Sideshow Cinema. He never left. He never
He just kind of
got kicked
faded.
out. Yeah.
Faded to the background. He's still there.
Yeah, and at that point, also Trevor left to, like, he moved to California. So like that was the actual, like, this is it. There's no coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then with Mac, I asked him, do you want to keep the name Sideshow Cinema, or do you want to come up with something different? And then with the singer that we ended up getting, he says, let's change the name. And we thought about the name Palace. So we were going to name our band Palace. And then we were going to name that first release Sideshow Cinema.
Hmm.
But instead, we kept Sideshow Cinema and released Palace as the full length.
I still think y'all should have changed the name.
That might have been a little bit confusing, but I think it would have
Yeah.
been fine.
Yeah, sometimes I think about it too, but we probably should have changed the name. But then at that same time, Sean started playing with other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when I left I'm gonna say when I left Humble Boat. When I left Sideshow Cinema, I had met a few people. This one guitarist named Grayson, and he was in a band with this other guitarist, Elvis and Yusuf, and he said, "Yo, Sean, I know you play bass. Come on, cat, really?" He's like, "I know you play bass, and you want to join this band?" I said, "Sure." And we kind of went through like a singer changes and things like that. And then I recall Danny doing vocal covers. And I was like, oh, well, Danny, he played in Sideshow. It's been years at this point. I was like, we should, try him out. And then, Danny just kind of came in, and then everything just like, fell into place. So
Nice.
Round two.
round two, okay.
All right, come on.
It's like you weren't there for Sideshow or Humble Abode.
Let's try.
So yeah, so that happened, and then yeah, so Humble Abode. All right, next question. I don't know. I think I answered. Yeah.
Yeah, so was the writing process for the Humble Abode album a lot like more healthy this time around?
Well, when I joined, they already had like 3 songs established. They just needed bass parts and stuff. When Danny joined, he definitely was kind of taking more of a singer role. He didn't really want to step over the guitar, like guitar parts and stuff like that, even though he definitely had his opinions about the guitars and stuff. But no, it was more, I would say with Sideshow, because I had jammed with Nelson for so long, we had a different chemistry.
Mm.
But with them, it was good, but it wasn't I don't think it felt as natural with Sideshow, if that makes sense. It was more like I was just filling in the spots here and there, even though I think I wrote 2 of the songs.
My favorite songs.
Yeah, I wrote 2, Collision Course and Lip Service.
I love it.
Those 2. Yeah, so Grayson wrote Foliage, Apathetic, Aesthetic, and Cinder. And I think me and Grayson actually came together and wrote The Syndrome. I cannot think of that name. Syndrome I don't even know.
I can't remember.
It's the one with the music video. Yeah, that one.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was different, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was unhealthy. It was just different, and
Yeah.
because I'm used to like looking at Nelson and getting visual cues and being like, yeah, I'm about to do this, or I'm gonna slow down. Or with Yusuf, he's kind of like in his own world, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll just jam over here like this.
And I had a question about Corona. I'm sad to mention it, but I want to know about it. How has it been trying to get shows and trying to tour with Corona going on? I know
We
there's
have
like non-existent.
no. I think what was the last show we played?
It was in February.
February.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
So it's been a lot of let's just try to write songs and record stuff and see what we
Yeah.
can put out.
Basically.
Like, so I'm technically in 3 bands, and 2 of those bands are with Sean. Uh, After Humble Abode had some issues, they asked me to fill in on drums. This was the first time I had talked to Danny face to face since the breakup. And it was very uncomfortable. You can tell that he was uncomfortable, and it was very just awkward, I guess is the best way
Yeah.
to say it. But after just like a brief conversation, it's like there's no malice. I don't hate the guy.
Yeah.
It was just a situation, and I was just like the old guy. So it's like you do this, Dad.
He was the fall guy.
Yeah.
So and now I'm part of Humble Abode. So the new
It's a
song
cycle.
that was recorded there, it's me on drums. Like you said,
Nice.
drums for the first song,
Yeah.
but then at the end, drums are all right.
Yeah. So y'all are like getting in the studio and recording right now, though, right?
Yeah. So was it Humble Abode already did? It's just going to be one single right now,
Yeah.
and literally right before this call, we demoed out another new song.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What's it called? Can you tell me? I don't know if you can tell me.
Like the single or the new song?
The new
demo?
song.
It's like what is it? I never got so much
Yeah,
out of so little or something
No,
like that.
I've never gotten so little out of so much.
Yeah.
Nice. Sounds real emo post-hardcore. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about one of our old singers. He had said that quote.
Yeah,
Nice.
he once stopped Sean when Sean was trying to explain something to him.
He was like, I never got so like what is it?
He's
Say it
never
again?
gotten so little out of so much.
Yeah.
Because Sean just gave out like a long descriptive explanation.
Because he would just come to band practice, like, because he was a drummer, and we would be like, oh, you got lyrics? He'd be like, no, but I got drum parts. And it's like, but you're not a drummer. We need song lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah.
That was in Sideshow Cinema
Yeah.
before Trevor.
Yeah, before Trevor drummed.
And we still have those demos with him singing on them.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, the first song I think he demoed for us was Bear With Me.
Yeah.
So the lyrics he put on the demo, he just kept on the album. And I was like,
Nice.
you could have changed it up a bit.
Yeah.
You know? That was definitely one of our. Well, let's just and ironically, that's our most popular song. That was our most popular song. People be like, "Play Bear With Me," and it's like, you don't want to hear "Where Do You Live" or "Hot on
ones
the
that
Hill."
we worked
Stop,
really
Bear
hard
With-
on.
Yeah, it was crazy. Everyone loved that song. I think it's because it was just easier to listen to, and because Trevor vocals can get really gritty, so some people are turned off by that.
Yeah.
I loved it though. I loved it.
I liked it too. When
Yeah.
he strains, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do y'all have other jobs? I mean, I'm sure you do. You got to pay the bills. Like, what do y'all do?
Well, I work for the post office.
Okay.
I do cybersecurity.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah, so it's work is work, especially during a pandemic. Work is it's work.
Yeah. So when you were touring, who was y'all's favorite band to tour with?
Well, the one band that we toured with the most was Wander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's expand. Yeah.
So it was just kind of fun because then we really did get to know Mac before he joined, since he was we were just hanging out all the time. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I think they were the only band that we really toured with the most. Because Andy at the time, he was kind of getting a lot of popularity, a lot of little local fame, I should say. He's definitely done a lot of stuff. So shout out to Andy. But at that time, Wander was like, cause I think they had just got signed to, was it Tragic Hero? Not Tragic Heroes.
the one with the elephant, I can't remember what
I can't
it
remember.
is.
Triumphant.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Triumphant Records. Yeah, so they had signed with them. So, and plus he recorded our album, so it was like it only made sense for us to go on tour with them and stuff. So it's pretty chill. It was pretty cool.
So what's y'all's dream tour lineup? Like any 3 or 4 bands that you could tour with, who would you want it to be?
Dance Gavin Dance, of course. Oh wait, are we talking about because
Yeah.
we're in so many different bands. Like we got Humble Abode, we
Right.
got Life Cries Everywhere,
And I still have Sideshow
and
Cinema.
he still got Sideshow Cinema.
Well,
So
let's
it would be
do.
different for each one.
How about Humble Abode first?
All right, Humble Abode for sure. Dance Gavin Dance. If Of Machines could come back, we would love to tour with them. Um, Picturesque. That's a
Hmm.
good one. I'm trying to think what else like maybe Chon.
Oh, I love Chan. Yeah.
Chon, because before I joined Humble Abode, well, when I in the early stages, they were really into the odd time signatures like 7/8 and 5/6 and 3/4 and stuff like that. So yeah, Chon. Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. And maybe one more. I'd just say Under Oath.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Headliner. Yeah.
yeah, Under Oath. Go with them.
Nice.
Cool.
So with Sideshow, like
Well,
Mastodon.
Sideshow
Oh
now,
hell
it
yeah.
would be like Gojira and Every Time I Die. I don't even know. We would definitely just have to open that one. It's like so many like headliners there.
Yeah,
At that point, it'd just be like three bands like co-headlining.
yeah.
Well, that's why it's a dream tour,
Yeah,
I guess.
and then for Like Fires Everywhere,
Hmm.
it would just be us and Taking Back Sunday. No one else.
And
Nice.
maybe yeah,
Census Fail.
yeah, Census Fail.
Maybe Silverstein.
Yeah, Silverstein. I give him that. Yeah, that
Man, I'm
one's
gonna have to check out like Fires Everywhere. I haven't heard them yet. I haven't heard y'all yet, I guess.
yeah, yeah. It's on Spotify. We're on all the
They were on everything,
everything.
even
So
Tidal.
we'll be looking forward to this review. If you say something about my bass line, I'm gonna just take it a personal attack.
Oh no, dude! I said I liked what you were doing. I just didn't like
Just
the tone.
Yeah.
I felt
get
so
you.
bad. I was like, no, he hates me.
No, that's cool, man. Because I was watching it with my fiance, and she was like, I was like, yeah. Like first he was like, the bass, like I don't know, I don't. I'm like, what? Nah, I definitely, I was like, I could see that because I was listening to it and I was like, this bass is pretty loud. It's really,
Yeah, and that's more of like a mixing issue, I would say maybe.
yeah,
So I wouldn't blame you at all for it.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Because the drums were like really loud on this album. Needless to say, as well, like how you're saying, they're hitting me hard. And
Yeah.
they were. Them drums were loud, especially in the car. It was like, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So, what are your goals for each of y'all's band, like Sideshow Cinema, Like Fires Everywhere, and Humble Abode? What's your goal that you set to accomplish, like say at the end of the year or next year?
A Sideshow.
Well, with
Sideshow.
Sideshow, the singer, the current singer, recorded with Mac. Actually, recorded vocal parts of these two songs. And I don't know when this is coming out, and I don't know when those songs are coming out, but we're working on artwork literally today to try to figure out how soon we can release them. So releasing that EP, that 4-song EP.
Nice.
So for Humble Abode, I think the next goal is to do another EP or some sort. We haven't discussed it yet because we kind of just like, not to go into the drama part again, but basically we lost the drummer and the guitarist. We still have,
Which is where I came in.
which is where Nelson came in. So we had to part ways with them. Just, I mean, drama, just drama. But so we kind of were like on a hiatus,
Mm.
and then we just recently kind of got back together. So we haven't really discussed like future goals, but I do think another album would be nice, like a Manic Mansion 2 or something like Downtown Battle Mountain Town.
Nice.
have-
Yeah.
We do have that single that'll be out later this year.
Yeah,
Oh
That
yeah.
one.
And what's that one called? That single.
I don't know if we can say it yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it. I don't want
It's a
Danny to
secret.
be like, I saw your interview. And you said like,
it's like
so,
it's.
I
two-
doubt many people are gonna see this. I don't have any subscribers, but we'll see.
yeah. Yeah, it should be. What's it? September, maybe October, late October. Right?
Yeah,
Nice.
like-
I'm looking forward to that.
And for Life Fires Everywhere, I think we're aiming for a full length,
Yes, a full length.
maybe some music videos.
So when you do review that album and you see that it's 9 tracks, it's not a full length.
Okay.
And it was produced, self-recorded, so please
Yeah.
be easy on my bass, man.
Oh, I'm reviewing Manic Mansion soon, so
Okay, sweet.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
And
that was a good one.
Sean, I know you have like a side project where you rap. I just saw your story on your Facebook thing, and do you want to
Yeah,
like
some
promote
bars.
that?
Yeah, I'm currently working with this group called Bad World Entertainment. It's kind of a rap group slash record label that we're trying to get off the ground really. So, I mean, I've been rapping since like I was like 10 or something. So, I occasionally just will post a clip of me rapping, and yeah. So, I'm not really working on anything at the moment because I got Humble Abode with Life Further and stuff. So,
Yeah. On top of
so
working, yeah.
yeah, and on top of working and being engaged, and so it's just a lot going on. So when I have time, I'll definitely probably put out like a small album, like 5 track album or something like that.
Nice.
Just to put something out there. Yeah, I don't think you'll hear me rap again on any of these like Humble Abodes or anything. If it calls for it, like if it feels natural, I'll
Yeah,
do
if it
it.
fits.
It'll
Yeah,
happen.
it'll probably. Yeah, I don't know because it's like I didn't want people to think like, oh, they're biting DGD. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Will like invented rap, but it's like, come on, they're rapping like now they're rapping now, like So
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think that when I first heard that song where you rapped. I was just like, ooh,
oh,
rap.
this is different. Oh, where's this coming
Yeah.
from? Yeah, and it was really spontaneous. Like I said, like I think it was the day we recorded, and it was like you should. No, it wasn't. It was like when we were practicing, and it was like Sean, you should rap on here, and I was like, really? Like, really? You want me to? All
Yeah,
right.
and then Trevor did the
The
super fast
super fast rap.
recording.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna slow down the song, record you singing at a normal speed, and then speed it up.
Speed it up.
And that's how the magic in the studio happens.
Yeah.
Nice. That sounded really good. I liked it. And
And I think if we would have like stuck together, I think like we would have definitely went more in a Hot on the Hills direction with
Yeah.
like writing and stuff, or maybe like Where Do You Live? Because that one was kind of like the ambient side of the screaming and all that stuff. But we were more so like going for like a downtown Battle Mountain kind of era,
yeah,
like chugging and the fast picking and stuff like that.
right.
So,
And
yeah,
Nelson, do you have any side projects that you do are
yeah, I'm a
outside of like metal? Do you rap too?
No, God. So I got the 3 bands, right? And then I just been doing covers, like drum covers on my YouTube channel. That's about it.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife hates how much time I spend doing it. So
Yeah, Nelson's kind of we need you for some drums, and he's like, all right,
it's like, all right, give me the time and
give
date
me time, I'll do it.
Nice.
and the tempo.
And the
Yeah.
tempo.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate y'all sitting down with me today and talking about the whole band process and drama and all the good stuff too. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks
the
for
interview.
having us, man. Thank you for reviewing the album 4 years later, but we'll take it.
I just did one like 13 years old. Did you have you ever heard of Lady Radiator?
I went on,
Yeah,
I
you
watched
saw that
the
one down,
review,
yeah.
and then I
Oh.
listened to the band, and then I think that you would like lower definition.
I have heard of them. Yeah, they did. They have a song with Johnny Craig, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like them.
I do
Yes,
want to
that's-
review that one too.
That's actually the only song on that album with no screaming, I believe. The one with Johnny Craig.
Really?
Funny.
Well, I
Yeah.
like the whole album, but it really surprised me that I was like, "Is that Johnny Craig?" And I had to look it up. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we checked them out. How did you find the album, actually?
Honestly, I don't know. It might have been in my like Spotify similar artists thing.
And you're like, let me
Either
check
that
this.
or YouTube recommendations. I don't really know.
yeah, I can imagine clicking on the Sideshow page and then clicking on like the first song on there. I'm pretty sure some metal song, and then all of a sudden it's that song or
Yeah.
any song from that EP. It's like
It
what?
might be.
What happened?
Like, what is this?
Yeah, I started listening back in I think it was like 2015, 2016 when I was still in college. So I don't think y'all had gone metalcore yet.
Yeah,
Nah, we
nah.
just was getting out there, yeah.
Yeah, I used to jam that album like between classes. It was so good.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
Alright.
So you get your studies done and you get your rock on.
Yeah. It's the only thing that got me through was
Yeah.
music. But thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll hopefully keep in touch with y'all and talk to you later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, man.
All right.
Let us know when you post the reviews for like right there. We're at Humble Abode. I'm definitely stoked to hear what you have to say about that.
Definitely.
Cat's back again.
Round three.
Bye, Kat. Thanks again to Nelson and Sean. Be sure to check out Sideshow Cinema, Humble Abode, and Like Fires Everywhere. And subscribe to Swan Corner for reviews of those albums. and hopefully more interviews and stuff like this in the future. Thanks for watching.